Everybody, it's Miss Branch, the art teacher, and today with Enrichment City, and you're about to do another Smartest Art lesson, and today we're going to make a movable owl. Now, for this project, you will need, of course, your scissors, something to write with. You will need your plastic bag to make your strings, and some food grade cardboard. Now I've already cut this part off the box, and I cut one of the sides because the side is how I'm going to make the little stand to hold my owl, and we're going to make our wings and everything. Now if you choose to, you can use your scrap paper and you can make the eyes if they're bright, but I'm just going to draw mine today. Everybody got that? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So right now I have a piece of cardboard, and I don't need all of this cardboard, so I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. And I'm going to cut that and put the rest of that in my scrap pile so that I can have more cardboard for future projects. And again, I don't need all of this to make the owl, so I will fold this in half again. Now, if you want to make a bigger one, of course, make a bigger one. Or even a tinier one. That's up to you, based on what the cardboard you have. Now, one of these pieces is going to become the wings, which I'm going to go ahead and fold in half right now. And go ahead and cut apart so that's all ready to go once I get to the wings. So I'm going to put those two pieces off to the side. And now I'm going to draw my owl. Now to make the owl, for the head, we're just going to make a curved line near the top of the paper. And move my scissors out the way. So just near the top, I'm going to make a curved line. And it kind of looks like this. Kind of, if I turn it upside down, it looks like I was drawing a smile. And at the ends of that line, I'm going to just add two little triangles for those little tuft of feathers that you see on some owls. Not all owls have this, but some of them do. Especially when you're drawing the cartoon owls, so people recognize it right away. Now, from the ears, I'm just going to connect it with a giant letter U. So now I've connected, and I have my owl body. And right here at the bottom, for the toes, I'm just going to add 6 circles on both sides of that curve at the bottom of the U. And now I have my owl's toes. Now about in the middle is where I'm going to just draw kind of like a little curve so I can separate the head from the body. Kind of like I was getting ready to make a wave, but then it didn't go any further. Now right here at the point of this wave, I'm just going to add in a little triangle down, or a letter V, and that's going to be my beak. And then I'm going to make the eyes. And in the middle, I'm going to draw 2 circles like so. And now I'm going to color in these circles because owls have large pupils because they can see very well at night, and it helps that they have these very large pupils so they can see to catch their prey when they hunt at night. So now my owl part is done, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, and then once I finish cutting this out, I will make the wings. And again, turn your cardboard or whatever piece of paper you're cutting out just to make it easy for you. And cutting with the back of the scissors is the sharpest area of the scissors, so it's easier to manipulate and turn your paper if you're cutting with the very back of the scissors. So now I have my owl body. Now I'm going to draw the wings. Now, I'm going to use the edge of this cardboard to help me. And what I'm going to do is just pick a spot, and that could be pretty big or kind of small. But I'm going to pick a spot from the corner, and I'm just going to draw a curved line that almost goes to the other corner. Like so. And now I'm going to add some scallop lines. Those are those loop lines to make the feathers for the wings. Now, I'm going to cut this one out because I want my wings to be exactly the same. So I'm going to use this for a stencil on my other piece of cardboard once I cut this one out. And again, cut with the back of the scissors and just turn your paper as you need. And you don't have to make as many scallops as I did. I could have just did 2 or 3, but it's just how it happened. So now I have my one wing. Now what I'm going to do is lay my cardboard down. Now what I have to do is flip this over to the back side. That's because I want my wings, and you get to decide whether they're going to be down or if I want the curved part up. It's up to you how you make your wings. But anyway, because I need this wing to be on this side, to trace this one, I have to flip it upside down. And I'm going to line it up to that line at one of the edges. And all I'm going to do is trace around the wing I just did. And that way I have the wings exactly the same. So now I get to cut this one out. And now I have my owl with my wings. And now the next step is to attach everything. So what I need to do before I can attach it is to cut myself some plastic strings. And this is what the back looks like. So I can move my strings. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 strings cut. Now, because we're making our strings from a plastic bag, when I cut all the way down, I actually end up making 2 strings because where it's connected, I can just cut it in half. And it doesn't have to be a very thick string. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut. One, 2. Actually, I'm going to make sure just in case. I'll go ahead and cut myself 3 pieces off. 2 and 3. There we go. Slides like butter. And I'm going to put this off to the side because I can use this to make more strings later. So now, my next step, I have to punch some holes in my cardboard. So I'm going to put my 2 wings together. Now for the wings, you're going to need 2 holes. And to get my holes, I'm going to use my scissors, and it probably, I probably should tell you, you might need something to press down on, like your extra cardboard or something else a little softer. Well, let's see if it'll work. So I'm going to go ahead and open my scissors. Now be careful now, if you need to, get an adult, and I'm just going to twist this. Oh, I got to make sure they stay together. Just twist and until I make a hole in there. I can see the hole coming through, but take your time. Do not rush on this part. Now, this hole got through. And I'm going to go ahead and punch this one separately because the hole got started. Now I'm going to put them back together because I need the holes pretty close together. So there's the top one. Now I'm going to make the bottom hole. Again, taking my time. Close to keeping them 2 pieces together so my holes are fairly in the same place. And there it's going. It's coming through. So now I have the 2 holes on my wings. Now I don't remember if I said you needed a pencil or not, but you probably will need to use a pencil to help poke your string through the holes because they're tiny holes. Now, on my owl, on both sides of the body part, I'm going to punch 2 holes through. And then again, be careful with the scissors. If need be, get someone to help you. And there's 1 hole. That was a lot quicker. Probably should have left it on the table. That went a lot faster than when I was holding it up. And there's my 2nd hole. So now I have my 2 holes to hold my wing. And my wings have 2 holes. 1 hole for to go through, attach it to the owl. And 1 hole for the string so that it can move through. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of these strings that I made, and since I don't need that much to attach it, I'm going to go ahead and cut it right here in the middle. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay you right there for a moment. I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm just going to poke my plastic string through the hole, so it's easier for me to grab, and then I can pull it through. And now with one of my wings, now I got to make sure my wings are turned the right way. That's one thing you want to make sure. Your wings are turned the right way. And you're going to use the bottom hole, whichever one's your bottom hole. I think I want my wings to go this way, so this way. So whichever one's your bottom hole is the one that you want to poke the string through. And once you got your bottom hole on, and pull through, you're going to tie a knot in your string, just like you're tying your shoe. But I like to triple tie. And make sure you have your wing turned outward so that when you are tying it, that your wing is not tied in the wrong position. So I'm tying this on. I got my first knot. Now I'm going to add in a couple of more knots just to make sure this plastic doesn't come loose. So that was 1, 2, and pull that tight. And I'm going to do a 3rd knot just to be on the safe side. 3. Now once I have these knots, I'm going to cut this extra part off and put that off to the side. Now I'm going to get that other half of the string, and I'm going to repeat that process. I'm going to take my pencil and poke it through the hole and pull that through. And then I'm going to get my other wing, and again, the bottom hole, and I'm going to poke that through. I'm going to make sure my wing is lined up before I start tying. And now that it's lined up, I'm going to go ahead and tuck it under just like I'm tying my shoe. And get that in position. Now I'm going to tie another knot. Make sure that's tight. And then tie a 3rd knot just to make sure. And now I'm going to cut off the extra parts of the string that I don't need anymore. So now I have my wings, and they're a little floppy right now, but I'm going to keep going. So now I need to take another piece of string that I made from the plastic bag, and this time, let's see, I don't need this whole piece again, so I'm going to cut right here in the middle. And now I'm going to take my pencil, and there's just enough little give in here that I can poke it through under the bottom on this side, pull that through, and now go on this side and from the bottom poke it through. And I'm poking it through these top holes now. There we go. Now that I have this part done, now I'm just going to tie this together, make a little loop. I'm going to leave a little bit of room, so it's going to look kind of like this, so that when I'm pulling on it, the wings will flap. So I'm just going to tie a knot and leave a little bit of room. I'm not going to tie it really close, so close that the wings won't move. So just enough. If you need to, put your finger underneath inside that loop so that you don't go too tight. That's one. And let's see, let's go 2. And now let's go 3. And with the extra, I'm going to cut those off. So, actually, we got this part done, but now we need to make the stand so that we can hold our bird while we're doing it. And of course, Miss Branch forgot to mention that we need tape. I can't believe I forgot to mention that in this project at the beginning. Oh, I must be getting tired. Alright, so I'm going to cut these little flat parts off because I don't need those. And I don't need this to be very long, but I want to make this strong. So I'm going to fold this in half. And then I'm going to fold it in half again. And that's going to give me a stick, a pretty strong stick. There we go. And now I'm going to take my tape. And I'm going to take this close so that it does not come loose. So I've just wrapped a piece of tape there. I think 3 pieces should be good. 1 at the top, 1 in the middle, and 1 at the bottom. And that should make a good sturdy stick to hold up your owl. So my next step is to attach my stick right down here at the bottom. So I'm just going to take my tape. And if you want to make it a little strong and you have your glue handy, you can put a dot of glue down. Not a lot, just a dot. A dab of glue will do. And then take that down. Well, that glue will dry and make it even a little more stronger. And if any of the tape goes around to the front, just tuck it on and underneath. So now, my bird, I have something to hold him with, or her. So now that last piece of string I just cut off. Where did it go? Ah, here we go. So now my last step is to take my last piece of string, and I'm just going to tie it to that loop on the back of my owl. And I'll just tie it at one end, and again tuck it under like I'm tying my shoe. And again, I like to tie at least 3 knots just to make sure it's not going to come loose. 2 and 3. Oh, 3. Come on, 3. Go through. Ugh, really? There we go. And then this little bit of extra right here I can cut off. And now I have an owl. And let me straighten up your wings. That can flap his wings. Oh, don't do this to me. Oh, I think I tied that one just a little too tight on that side. There we go. Alright, now let's go. There we go. He's flapping in the wind. Why are you get? Oh, I see what happened. It flipped. Ah, or somehow. There we go. Oh, nope, that's not right. There we go. Alright, and still, I probably tied that little one on a little bit. But now I have a owl that can fly. Everyone, so, again, you can make yours have all kinds of colors, all kinds of patterns. It doesn't have to look like a just traditional owl. It is totally up to you. And you will have lots of fun with your owl. And you can make even other birds. It doesn't just have to be an owl. It can be a blue jay, a woodpecker, hummingbird, a cardinal. Let's see, what's another bird? Oh, a crow, an eagle. It can be all kinds of birds. Now that you know how to make this owl, you can come up with some other birds to make. And you can have a whole flock in your room. Alright, everyone. I will see you at the next video. See you soon.